WrestleMania week. One of my favorite weeks. And you know what? Do you smell that? Do you smell what's in the air? It smells like spring. It smells like baseball. It smells like fresh cracked beers. It smells like fresh hot dogs. Yes, that's right. It is me once again, the guttural governor. Alex, we may not be on the grandest of stages at this WrestleMania, but last year we dazzled the dozens and dozens of Quit Chasing fans with our 999 challenge. And this summer, I challenge you to bring this enjoyment and defeat of the 999 challenge to the masses once again. Do you have the hot dogs, Alex? Do you? This summer, 9 beers, 9 dogs, 9 innings of baseball. You and me, the guttural governor, one more time. Can you handle that?
Fans are singing along with Bryson Stott's walk-up music.
Everybody standing here at Citizens Bank Park. Sanchez to the belt.
Breaking ball hit in the air, center field.
Swing and a miss. He struck him out. And Christopher Sanchez, for the first time in the big leagues, has thrown a complete game shutout.
Harper looks at Arcia again as he goes around the second base.
And it's turned into the Bryce Harper game.
The game's tied. Castellanos in at third. Dusty is waving him home. Here's the relay to the plate. There'll be no throw. Phillies leading. Breaking ball blasted. Game is tied. Castellanos for the Phillies. And it's a brand new game. And the Phillies close out the National League East. They are the champions of 2024.
Alrighty, Chase Nation, welcome back to a brand new episode of the Quit Chasing Show. We are a little cheeky, a little irreverent, and always unqualified. We're here to talk about the Phillies, but we're also here to have some fun and talk about whatever we fancy. Now, before we go any further, I would like to point out this is a spoiler-filled podcast. So if you don't want to know what happened to the Phillies or in the world this past week, honestly, why did you click on the show? But that's more than enough preamble. I'm Alex Kruger. That's Danny Gerb. Danny, welcome back.
Hey, everyone. How you doing tonight, Alex? What a snazzy jacket there, bud.
I'll tell you what, I was at work the other day and I got a lovely message from Kara. Hey, there's a package for you, and Amazon sends things to her. So I knew what was inside. And I got to tell you, Danny, this custom jacket that you ordered for us is warm. It's delightful, and it goes with most outfits. So nicely done. I love it. I love it to pieces.
Oh, awesome. It looks good. I can't wait to get a hold of mine. Unfortunately, they're limited editions. They are not on our Quit Chasing page, but I am thinking about changing the Chris to the Optimist.
Ooh, the Optimist. That does make sense because he is the Optimist. Even he still has faith in Dombrowski.
I know, man. What a week. This is the week to have him on. See if he's still optimistic. I mean, this is a reassess week.
The last 7 days since last we recorded have been very, very tough if you're a Phillies fan. And we'll get there, folks. But one of the individuals that I work with is one of the most positive, upbeat individuals that never counts him out. And even he's like, yeah, this is a wild card flame out team. Like we're not getting past those three.
NL's tough. Let's see. I mean,
NL's real tough. I mean, Pete Alonso is playing like friggin' Ted Williams right now.
Yeah, it is. I mean, San Francisco wasn't expected to be anything, and now they're
they could be a scrappy wild card team. Is there a chance that there are 3 teams from the NL West that go? I mean,
How could there not be? I mean, the Padres, the
right.
Giants, and the Dodgers. Yeah, absolutely.
Is it the NL East of the last handful of years?
It might be. We all know it ain't the NL Central, but yeah, it could be.
Yeah, we'll find out. I mean, I'm very excited to reassess all of this come the quarter table round table. But as for now,
buddy.
As for now, it's just April. I'm taking that approach. Like, I'm not ready to reassess yet or scream doom and gloom, even though we always scream doom and gloom. So,
you know what? I'm going to scream doom and gloom no matter what. But
yeah, exactly. That's what we do.
I too, thankfully, we've had the last, 3 years of pretty much this exact same start. So we also know that, hey, the last 3 years we've gone to the playoffs and it doesn't really matter. Get in, get hot, see what happens. That's literally what's worked for the last 6 World Series champions anyways.
It's the exact same start, which is still their best start in years. So it's crazy.
It is. And like, honestly, the Dodgers last year there were a lot of question marks. Can they actually do it? Is Dave Roberts the type of manager that can not shoot himself in the foot and win a World Series? And they did. The year before that, it was the Texas Rangers, who started off pretty damn slow that year, even though they, swept us at home to start the season. And they had their ups and downs, and it wasn't a guarantee that they were going to do it. And they ended up winning the World Series. The year before that, it was honestly, the Phillies were the holy crap, we started really crappy and then still made it to the Fall Classic. So I am trying to enjoy baseball with the perspective of it's a long ass season. I've got a family I like spending time with. I'm not going to put all of my emotional eggs in that basket. And so far it's been nice.
That and all of baseball is at 11-8, 10-9 right now. So
it's a very 500 league mentality right now. It's still April baseball. If you go back to some of our earliest episodes last year, we were bitching and moaning constantly about the crappy weather. Now, the thing that terrifies me is it is crappy weather and our pitchers are still getting lit up. But again, we'll get there soon enough. So, Danny,
this was the hottest that we came in the beginning, on Phils. Usually
I missed you. That's why. And we haven't really talked. I know, right? We haven't really talked Phils like this in a fortnight. So
we didn't give the people a dick joke. We didn't tell them about MIA paper planes. We didn't yuck it up. We went right to it.
We went right to it. You tried to yuck it up with the jacket. You did. You tried.
I did. Well, it looks good. It looks great. Limited edition, but there are some non-limited edition stuff on the Quit Chasing page, like the Optimist, a nice blue golf shirt with a Quit Chasing logo. You can ask the Optimist Chris. He looks spectacular in it. There's some T-shirts. There's some unicorn stuff for all you unicorn lovers.
Darn right. And you remember, you can't spell crisp without Chris.
That's right.
Danny, so you went on a vacation. Do you want to tell the folks what you thought, how it went? You visited some ballparks. How'd it go?
It was great. I went to Florida. Yeah. Which I heard last week's show. You guys called it the taint of America. I would have said it is definitely the nation's wang. It is the wang.
Not Texas? I mean, if it's a cow, then Texas is the other.
Texas, straight in the middle, man. Texas is the taint.
I guess I'm imagining America on all fours, which with this administration we are. So I guess that's why I was envisioning Texas being that wang option. But no, I see what you're saying. I just see what you're saying. Okay, all right.
Taint your who and taint your ha.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Right. That's a bit of a crooked member. So you told me that you needed a ruling based on your trip in Florida. So set it up for the fans, and then let's get to this ruling.
I went down to Florida for a week. A lovely time. We stayed a couple nights in the Palm Beach area. Went to the St. Lucie Mets, single A affiliate of obviously the New York Mets, and the Palm Beach Cardinals, obviously an affiliate to the Jacksonville Jaguars. No, St. Louis Cardinals. So we were at I believe the second game, which was the Palm Beach Cardinals, and they were playing. Honestly, I forget at this point. No, the Hammerheads.
Okay.
But we were walking around, and the kids doing their little kid ball hockey thing that they do, and then like screaming at like every player in the dugout, "A ball! I want a ball! Hey, how about a ball? How about a ball? How about a ball?" For some reason, that put it in Kim's head. She wanted a ball, and I was like,
boy.
"What are you doing?
Did you have to hample?
No, we didn't have to hample. So like we're walking out of Roger Dean Stadium, and she's like, it would have been cool to get a ball. And I was like, you know what? Let's just walk around the stadium, check the bushes. Every now and then there's like that foul that the kids didn't get or they couldn't find or whatever. Like I've seen it happen. Like let's just do that. So we're walking around, and sure enough, she finds a ball. Here it is. Check this out.
Whoa.
Right. Now, initial thought was, oh, cool, you did it. Like, I wouldn't have guessed, but it was worth a shot, and you did it.
Now, did you come up with the Bush's idea just to kind of appease her? Like, all right, you know what? She needs to do something else, so let's at least do like. Did you think you could find a ball, or just that maybe?
No, I actually did. I've seen it in these low A games that like nobody goes to in like these hot summer days in the middle of like these towns that nobody's at. Like foul balls get
Marlins games.
Yeah, exactly. Foul balls get hit, and balls will lay there in the parking lot. Like it has happened. I have seen it happen multiple times. So I did think it was actually worth a shot. So she found it, picked it up. She handed it to me. Hey, I found you this ball, babe. I said, oh, no, you did. You wanted to Zach Hample it up, so it's yours. And she's like, nah, take it. I was like, all right, fine, whatever. So we're walking back to the rental car. It was a Chevy Equinox. Don't recommend. Don't recommend.
Okay.
Highly don't recommend.
Did you rent it through Enterprise?
We rented it through budget.
Okay. Wow.
We're budget people, man.
Oh, Enterprise until I die. Enterprise until I die.
So then I found something interesting on it. It had the logo on, but it has official ball of Major League Baseball. Now here's the thing. I have some minor league balls. This was a foul ball from the Delmarva Shorebirds. If you notice, it says official ball of the South Atlantic League.
Right.
And then when they were doing some of their rebranding, they didn't put the league names on it. This is a foul ball from the Wilmington Blue Rocks, and it says just official ball of minor league baseball.
Interesting.
So it wasn't a minor league ball, which makes me say this is a leftover non-found ball from spring training.
Where's the closest spring training facility?
Good. I'm glad you asked. Roger Dean, the stadium that this was found in houses the St. Louis Cardinals and the Miami Marlins for spring training. It's a 2-team used park.
And this happened the second week of April.
Yes, this was like April 9th or 8th or 9th was it was
where in relation to the field were you guys standing when you found it? Like, is this a foul ball behind the stadium? Is it left, right? Where would it have been from?
Mid third baseline.
Okay. So a little high skyer behind the batter's shoulder. Mm-hmm. So you're thinking that this ball was left over from a few weeks ago and it's the real deal. So what do you feel? Because I have my ruling.
So in my heart of hearts, I think it is a leftover spring training bar. However, I don't think it's a foul ball. I think it is a runaway bullpen ball, something. It's a little scuffed up.
Oh, that is a used ball.
Right. And if you notice,
foul ball?
Well, that it could be a BP foul ball. Yes, I don't think it was. I think it was used for spring training activities. I don't think it's a game
used ball. So is that what the ruling is? What is this ball?
Yes, the ruling is, what is that ball?
Okay. It is 100% a leftover ball from spring training. There is no doubt in my mind. As someone that, almost made his CEO's head explode yesterday when I created a presentation on PowerPoint that was not brand compliant, there's no way a minor league team is using a Major League Baseball. I feel like those organizations are too protective of that stuff. Now, you're right. That is a heavily scuffed up and worn in ball. That ball was more than thrown to a couple of batters. That thing went around the horn a few times. That could have been shagged a bunch. I like your thought that it's not game used. It is auxiliary used. I think that's fair. I think you're onto something, because you're right. It's the smudging. It's the blue smudging for sure. And how much of it has become worn off is unsettling for that to be a batters type ball. So that's my ruling.
Also sitting in the Florida sun for a week and a half, 2 weeks before it was found.
Well, now that is is there any discoloration on the laces around the area in which it lost ink? Yeah, we're doing this, folks. Gotta love an audio podcast.
No, the laces look to be about as
cherry and crisp as the rest of them.
Yes.
Okay, then I'm going to discount your sun theory, or else those laces would have at least a little tinge of pinker than the rest of the ball.
Fair.
So, yeah, that's an auxiliary used ball. Final answer.
All right. That was fun.
That was fun. That was great. Danny, speaking of fun things, trying to get into the week that was.
It's fun for you.
Honestly, there's a very good chance this will be the least fun part of our show, but we are contractually obligated by no one, yet still me, to do this segment. So, folks, let's hop into the week that was. First game of the series, we had Philadelphia 0, St. Louis 2. After losing around 1 a.m. to the Braves in the 11th inning on a Marcell Ozuna walk-off, naturally, the Phillies enjoyed a phone-it-in Friday, mustering 3 hits against the St. Louis Redbirds, or whatever they call themselves on City Connect Jersey night. I'm not a fan of City Connect jerseys that are basically a step off center from the natural player jerseys. Thunder guns are bust, baby. All right, on to the second game. Philadelphia 4, St. Louis 1. I love a good junk ball thrower when his command is on. Think Jamie Moyer. But when a junk ball thrower's command is off, well, honestly, think Roy Oswalt. Mike Mykonos stuff had tons of movement for the Cardinals, but the Phils were patient, waited for their moments, and struck. It's crazy how much you can work a pitcher's count when Bohm isn't popping up at the first pitch he sees 4 times in a game from the 4-hole.
I really loved him when he was a bass player for the Lumineers. I hate him as a Cardinals pitcher.
Mike Mykonos.
Yeah, absolutely.
I always appreciated when he sat in on Andy Bernard's presentation with his wife, and Mykonos was there to ask questions. So he's had a storied career for sure.
Also, who was Jim calling? Was that WIP?
Who was Jim? Oh, for sure. It was definitely WIP. So to anyone that has not caught the reference, we're referring to the episode in which Jim was in his car avoiding his high school or grade school-ish friend, and he called in to talk radio, and he blathered on some nonsense. Like, I've been following Philly sports long enough. The crap that he was saying, it wasn't that good. Stick with Boston sports, Krasinski. Anyways, on to the third game of that series. Philadelphia 0, St. Louis 7. Fun fact, Danny, the Phillies were shut out 5 times in total last year. They were shut out twice last weekend. It's been ugly. This was a perfect Sunday afternoon, fall asleep when it's 2-0 in the fourth kind of game, and that is exactly what I did. Eventual Cy Young third-place winner Zach Wheeler was not his typical self, getting shelled by his standards in this one.
Whoa, absolutely correct.
Everything about I have on here that it was Zach Wheeler was the runner-up to the Cy Young, and then he blew up again. And I'm like, all right, he's down to third place. So it's going to go Skeens. Skeens is to lose. And then, probably Rory Saki or whatever his name is from the Dodgers in second. And then not Holiday. Who am I talking about?
Wheeler.
The new Holiday.
We'll see.
I'm just saying.
Quarter table round table is going to be fun this year.
I can't wait. I cannot wait. We have to have Chris and maybe Keith. Maybe we'll bring Keith in for that one. That could be a lot of fun.
I think we bring them all in.
I love it. Dude, let's get 12 Knights of the Round
Yeah,
Table.
let's do it.
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Folks. The things that we say that will never finish. What up, Long Bright River? Pitch perfect. All right. On to the series that we finished today. San Francisco 10, Philadelphia 4. Now, the Phillies scored 3 runs in the first inning of a Taijuan Walker start in 2025. We knew what was coming up. Walker was so close to getting out of the second inning, but a throwing error that would have ended the inning extended it, and the G-men put up 6 runs. Sorry, friend of the show, Jack Fritz. I don't think Wheeler is coming in second to Taijuan Walker this year in the Cy Young Award. I did not update that part of the agenda.
I love it.
In the second game, San Francisco 4, Philadelphia 6. Jesus Luzardo proved he is human. Who knew? But thankfully, the Philly bats were able to stay active for this game to help ensure we got out of the ballpark with a win. JT homered off of Justin Verlander Upton. We chased him by the 5th. Marsh had a sacrifice fly, though sadly still no hit. And boom, knocked in the go-ahead run before Harper hit a delicious home run for good measure. And Danny, guess who the 7th, 8th, and 9th inning arms were? That's right, Kerkering, Alvarado, and Strahm. These guys are going to be so cooked by midseason.
I mean, so the bullpen's not leaky this year. It's shaky. Of course they are.
So, Danny, you wanted to add a special game mention. Hop on in, brother.
Go Bog Dogs, right? So, Clearwater Threshers 7, Palm Beach Cardinals 1. Ranger Suarez goes 4 innings with 1 run on 3 hits, 1 walk, and 7 Ks. It's single A. Who cares? Ranger danger. Threshers win the Mega Bowl. Threshers win the Mega Bowl.
What is the Mega Bowl, Danny?
Congratulations on winning the Mega Bowl, whatever that means. The Mega Bowl was for 4th place in Flint, Michigan, against a little team called the Flint Tropics and the San Antonio Spurs.
Oh my God, the semi-pro, fantastic.
Yeah, okay. Come on, man.
Jackie Moon, how could I forget?
That's right.
All right, third game in the series: San Francisco 11, Philadelphia 4. Guys, full disclosure, this was a game on the phone kind of night for me. I had to scrap an entire 30-minute presentation for a local Rotary Club that I did at 7 a.m. this morning, last night. So I had the game on in the background. And it took me until the 4th inning or so before I realized Schwarber was in the outfield. And what the hell are we doing? Anyways, this game had the feel of a competitive affair, even though Noel gave up the 4 runs in the first inning. Tied it back up in the 4th. Just for Knowles to end his night with 6 earned runs in this runaway game. Danny, what did you think of this weird one?
Yeah, so weird, right? It's a strange one. Now, I actually watched this game with like some weirdo, like 2008 hope, like, oh, they're gonna pull it out until it started to get out of control. But like, when you sent me that text, when you sent me that text, like you're done, I was like, what are you doing, man? Like, come on, and then it got crazy, but this was a strange one. Like Schwarber in the field, I'm guessing is a lefty-righty thing, right?
Absolutely not. Here's the reason from Topper, okay? He wanted JT in the DH position to give his knees some rest, but he didn't want to lose Kyle's bat.
Okay.
So, and they've been pairing Marchand up with Nola. Like Marchand's been catching Nola this year.
I have noticed that. That's
JT's
still
been hot.
So if you're going to give, it's just weird. That whole JT, like, DH thing, if you're giving him blow, give him a full blow. That's how I feel about it. You got Marchand, he's a switch hitter, let him DH. Even if his numbers on whatever side of the box he's lining up aren't good, it's still going to be a plus over a Bowman, a Marsh right now anyways. Like, if you're giving the guy a blow, just give him a full blow. I don't know.
I don't think I mean, but some of these guys don't want a full blow. I don't think Harper really ever wants a full blow. He'd rather be in the DH spot. Like some dudes are creatures of habit that like they do have to stay swinging.
Harper's swings and at bat don't look like he's 57 years old. JT's got the bat speed of a 57-year-old right now.
He does. I don't know. Once I heard Topper's logic, and it's April 16th, I was like, all right, you could put Schwarber in the outfield on the windiest day in the last decade.
Yeah,
because Topper hates Schwarber. Is like, you're not going to sign that $66 million contract. You're in the fucking outfield today, buddy.
Yeah, Kyle runs like an elephant. Schwarber is the great tracking down balls. Let's add some wind to it. Sure, cool, awesome.
Also, how many relievers do you think we're going to get for Cody Clemens? Because Lord knows we're not going to use him.
Oh,
what are we doing?
What
are we doing?
This whole thing.
Can you honestly tell me his defense is any worse than what we're seeing out of Martian Rojas right now in the outfield? Like, why not? Why not throw Cody Clemens out there? He just might get consistent hits. And then Kepler is one. All right, we're just going to move on to the next one just to finish it out, guys. San Francisco 6, Philadelphia 4. We tied the series. No, wait. Philadelphia 6, San Francisco 4. We tied the series 2-2. Weirdest thing I noticed, every single game, all 4 games, the losing team scored 4 runs. So it was a great week to bet the over, I have to imagine. But here's the thing, Kepler, I don't know what the hell he is. Like he got his average back over 200, but like his at-bats still seem a little lost. He's not blowing me away in the outfield. What are your thoughts?
I mean, a plus or minus Kepler, right? He wasn't going to light the world on fire. He wasn't the linchpin that we needed to turn the lineup over or make it move a little more fluidly.
Better than Jake Cave.
Right, but you are getting a little life out of him. I mean, he's 3-hit game the other night. Like, he's got some life. He plus or minus Kepler. I coined it at the beginning of the season. I'm sticking with it until we finally get a definitive what he is. But right now, it's still plus or minus Kepler, right?
No, that's fair. So coming up next, we're hosting the Marlins, and then we're away at the Mets. I imagine 500 is a successful. Like, if we come back at this time next week and we went 500, okay, because that would require either a sweep and a sweep, or we do well again. I
saw that Marlins team in person. It's dreadful.
Well, but here's the thing: the Mets right now are playing good baseball, and we're not. And this is that rivalry, and it's April, and they're the ones that are currently like, and we're neck and neck for the lead in the division. I think the Mets are going to hand it to us early, and I'm hoping.
I think
to the Mets later.
I'm with you. I mean, the
Mets have the juice right now against us. The Mets have the juice.
Current trends with the Phils are always going to continue. They are, if not consistent.
They are consistent. They are. Danny, speaking of consistency, one thing that we have really brought back this year and have been very consistent about is game time. All right.
Yeah.
I'm so excited to do this game time. We've been talking about a version of it sort of since last season. But in honor of the fact that Kara and I just watched High Fidelity, I'm really into top 5 lists right now. So, Danny, we are going to rank our top 5 minor league alternate nicknames. So, Mom, what I'm talking about here is, I'll throw it back. I haven't talked to Mom like this since last week. But what I'm talking about here is minor league baseball teams is part of being the most enjoyable attraction in America, and I stand by that, likes to have fun with their teams, and they like to come up with alternative names. Like the Harrisburg Senators have the Los Playeros during the Dia del Muerte sessions.
That's the Copa League stuff.
Yes, I have a bobblehead for the Los Playeros on my shelf there.
They also do the Mayflies, which is their alternative name. So that's the thing. Like, there is there's a delineation between the Copa League and the alternate names.
Right. And it's just
making it clear.
It's a fun. That's true. That's a great point. It is a fun little addition to just major or minor league baseball. So what we're going to do is Danny and I are going to go through our top 5 minor league alternate nicknames, and then while we're doing that, I'm going to quiz Danny because Danny's cocky on this one, and you guys know him. He's not the cockiest guy, but when I was like, hey, as part of game time, I'm going to fire out minor league teams, and Danny is going to tell me their major league affiliate. I said, hey, like, do you want me to do like AAA, AA, single A? Danny's like, nah, you name it, I got it. I'm like, okay. So in addition in addition to the 5 names I'm going to associate you with, after I give the alternate, I'm going to give like the traditional name, and then I want you to tell me who they are the affiliate of.
Sure.
Cool. All right, Danny, we're going to go, 5, 5, 4, 4, 3, 3, 2, 2, 1, 1. So I think I'm going to go first. No, you go first. You go first.
Sure. I'm going my number 5, and this would be way higher on my list if they were still a team. When Major League Baseball did the rebranding of minor league baseball a handful of years ago, a handful of teams lost their way, and the single A Staten Island Yankees lost their way. But they were the Staten Island Pizza Rats for one season. What happened on the light there? And
I got this. You keep talking.
Yeah. So that was named after a viral video of a New York subway rat yanking a piece of pizza out of the trash and eating it. Yeah, so they got the name from that. The kicker of it, the Sons of Italy got super offended and wanted to boycott that game because, those old Italian conservatives, everything offends them.
100%.
Yo, bro, it's a viral video. Staten Island Pizza Rats, number 5. They would be way higher if they were still around, but they are now the Staten Island Ferry Hawks of the Atlantic League.
Okay. All right. See, folks, Danny comes at you with that minor league know-how. I looked up a list of all of the alternate names that exist, and I picked the ones that spoke to my soul the most. So, number 5, the Wisconsin Udder Huggers. That's right, the Wisconsin Udder Huggers. I chose them because I love alliteration, and their icon, which you can see on our screen, it brings me joy. Like Marie Kondo said, it brings me joy. So, Danny, their traditional name is the Wisconsin Timber Rattlers.
Timber Rattlers. Is there like a call a friend thing?
So the fact that Wisconsin should give you an immediate, oh, right, that's the major league team. And then from there, you have a 1 in 4 or a 1 in 3 chance of figuring out the A.
Well, not necessarily.
I didn't delineate high A and single A, so A is A.
Well, that's fine, but it's A.
Well, I guess I did just sort of give that away, huh?
All right, yeah, all right, cool. A the Brewers.
Yes,
I'm gonna go Brewers.
Yes, the single A for the Brewers. All right, who's your number 4?
Number 4, the Binghamton Bathtub Donkeys, because, it's new for this season, but who doesn't love an old school blue law, right?
How do you not?
Yeah.
What is that? I have no idea.
Neither do I. Apparently, you were allowed to keep your donkey in a bathtub on Sundays or something like that.
I used to have, when maybe they still do this, but I remember when we were kids, you would go to the Scholastic Book Fair and they would have these books with all these wacky laws that are still in effect in America. And I wonder if those still exist. Honestly, I've gone to Scholastic Book Fairs these last few years. They are not what they used to be. They are a shell of themselves, just like everything else.
Well, erasers don't bring the joy that they used to. I think that's just us growing up.
I also feel like the poster game is not as strong as it could be. So
you don't want a generic stock photo of a car?
Danny, where else am I going to find a yellow Lamborghini poster that I don't even care about?
I don't know.
That's why we have the book fair. All right. My number 4. Because it's us. Because it's Quit Chasin'. How could I not fall in love with the Frisco Corny Dogs? That's right, folks. A dog has to be represented at some point. And then if it's going to be a dog, it has to be a hot dog. So the Frisco Corny Dogs. Danny, they are traditionally the Frisco Rough Riders. So, who's that affiliate?
The San Francisco Giants.
No, sir.
No,
sir.
Rough Riders.
Yes.
Rangers.
Yes, Texas Rangers. Very nice. Yep. Do you know the level?
Rough Riders. Are they AA?
They are AA. Nice.
Yep.
All right, number 3.
My number 3. The Durham Bulls occasionally go by the Durham Lollygaggers. And
That's
movie
great.
reference. Come on.
I mean, that's real good.
Yeah.
Man, you know what's funny? The
Do you know what
other
that makes you, Alex?
what?
Lollygagger.
Yeah. The other day I was thinking, if MLB The Show really wants to upgrade their stuff, you should be able to pick fictional baseball players' swings and batting stances. Like, I want to swing a bat like Pedro Serrano, but I want to pitch like Nuke Lelouch or the kid from Dazed and Confused. I want to pitch like one of those. Well, I guess I could just pitch like Lincecum. Never mind. So that one's covered. But I want to pitch like Nuke Lelouch so freaking bad.
Well, he's having trouble breathing out of his eyelids and his right chakra is jammed.
It's because he's wearing boxers instead of lace.
That's right.
Darn tootin'. All right. My number 3 team. And honestly, Matty P, this one's for you. I immediately thought of Hatfield Landing, but I love the Iowa caucuses.
Oh, that is wonderful. That's
Isn't that
wonderful.
a fantastic name? That's
Yeah.
like when someone suggested when the Cleveland baseball team was changing their name from the Cleveland Indians, someone was like, they should just be the Cleveland Rocks. And I'm like, that's an amazing idea. So the Iowa caucuses, God bless them. Their traditional name is the Iowa I Cubs.
The Chicago Cubs?
Yes.
Yeah. Is
Guess
that
the level.
single A? High A.
Triple.
Oh, it's triple A.
Triple A.
Okay, that explains that.
Yes. All right, Danny. Numero
I
dos.
think the Cubs are they do the Cubs their whole system, right?
I believe they do. Yeah.
There's
Yeah,
a couple teams that do that. The Cardinals do that. Yeah.
Yeah.
The Braves were doing that for a little bit. Where was I? Oh, this one's close to home. So everyone does Wet Nose Wednesday or
Bark in the Park.
Yeah, Bark in the Park or something. The cat lovers like me, they don't get much love. Lehigh Valley Iron Pigs. Last year, one day, bring your cat, the Lehigh Valley Cats. The hat is awesome. It's a black hat with this sassy cat face on it. Love it.
I love that. How were you at that game?
I was not.
How bad of an idea is that? I know my cat, and there'd be a lot of blood, a lot of tears.
I looked it up. It said you can bring your cat on a leash or in a carrier, and I was like, my pick's never going for that.
I wouldn't do that to Hermie. Hermie would hate that experience so much.
Yeah. She's got one rule. No cars, guy.
Oh, yeah. I get that.
Yep.
Yeah,
her only
rule.
only rule.
Movements and no sleeping peacefully, as you know.
I found that out. I thought we were cool. We were not.
Nah, man. At some point, you're just going to exist, and it's going to piss her off. All right.
Yep.
My number 2, Danny, you are always constantly talking about your Italian heritage. My best friend, Matt, is in my phone as Greasy Bear. So I also embrace my heritage as a strong Irishman. So my number 2 is the New Hampshire Space Potatoes.
Okay.
That's just a great
Fisher
name.
Cats?
It is the Fisher Cats.
AA affiliate of the Toronto Blue Jays.
That one was just like that. That was just pigs in a barrel for you. Holy cow. You knew. Did you know about the Space Potatoes already?
No.
Or you knew about New Hampshire?
I knew about New Hampshire.
Okay.
They're in the Eastern League.
Exactly. Yeah. I should have, but I didn't care about stumping you. But yeah, the image for the Space Potatoes is a great time. All right, Danny. Number 1, what you got?
I saw Vlad play in New Hampshire.
Ooh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. My number 1 is the Eugene Exploding Whales.
That's amazing.
Yeah, it's the Eugene Emeralds out in Oregon. It was named after the 1970s beach sperm whale in Florence, Oregon, that city officials decided the best way to get rid of was to blow up.
Yep.
So they gave it tribute 50 years later, and they go by the Eugene Exploding Whales. And how do you not love it?
That's amazing. I applaud it.
Yeah.
All right, so my number 1, okay? I am, if nothing else, ethnocentric. I love where I am from. And if you have ever been in the city of Harrisburg, at any time in the summer and tried to pump gas along the Susquehanna River, you have been completely invaded, and your personal space has been taken advantage of by the Harrisburg Mayflies. The Harrisburg Mayflies, when they announced that as an April Fool's Day joke, that they were officially changing the name from the Senators to the Mayflies, I was probably in that vocal minority that adored the change, because if you are in Harrisburg and if you're seeing a night baseball game, you're going to be attacked by Mayflies. So it is the perfect symbol for a Harrisburg baseball team that plays on City Island. I love it.
Absolutely love it too. Love it. Love the hat. Love everything about it.
I adore the hat. The icon is fierce.
Yeah, obviously Eastern League AA affiliate of the Washington Nationals.
For now, they've also been the Montreal Expos, the Cleveland Indians at the time, like
Pirates for a good chunk.
Yeah. So fun fact, I don't know if we mentioned this before or not, but the spring training in Major League 2 was filmed at City Island.
We have not talked about that. That is absolutely correct.
So did you go down for any of that?
I did not.
I don't recall at all being a part of that, but that's so cool, man. Like why? But sweet.
Had to look, I guess. I mean, they brought in the palm trees, which is kind of funny.
It is. But yeah, good times. Good times.
And the best part about that is they bring in the palm trees, but they leave all those banners out in the outfield wall, so there are Harrisburg businesses being advertised with palm trees around them. It's wonderful.
You know what? That could be fun at some point for us to go watch Major League 2, take stills, and see which of those businesses are still around in Harrisburg.
That could be fun. Call them, ask if their refrigerator's running or something. I don't know.
I love that. All right,
guys. What, you do on a phone anymore?
What is a phone? All right, guys, that is part 1 of our game time. Danny, we're going to blast through part 2 again. I'm going to tell you the minor league team. I want you to tell me the major league team. So,
all right.
The Sugarland Space Cowboys.
Astros.
Yes, sir. The Eugene Emeralds.
Oh, geez. I just talked about them.
Sure did.
Oh, not the Mariners.
No.
Oh, I honestly don't know.
San Francisco Giants.
Yeah.
All right. The Hillsboro Hops. That was tough. I think it's low A.
Yeah, it is. They have the grasshopper logo, right? That's them. Hillsboro, that so I know all this from like the maps because I do this. The Hillsboro's what? Tennessee, West Virginia.
I believe Tennessee.
Oh, don't know.
All right, Arizona.
No. That's the Pirates. Oh, did you say it already?
I did.
What was it?
Arizona Diamondbacks.
Oh, all right. That explains that. All right.
Everett Aqua Sox.
That's the Mariners.
Yes, sir. Last and not least, Bilox Shuckers.
Oh, God. They're either the Reds or the Brewers.
Correct.
Yeah. Which one? Oh, Reds or the Bilox. Isn't it Biloxi, by the way?
It might be. I am not.
Fred Durst is always like Biloxi. Brewers. Double A Brewers.
Fantastic job, Danny. That was a great job. You did amazingly. I would not have gotten a single one except for the Harrisburg Senators correct. And even then, I may have screwed up a thing. I may have said like, "Oh, the Guardians or X." I don't know. So that was remarkable. Nicely done. Nicely done.
I told you, I'm actually bummed that there are some I did not have. You know,
you can only do so much. You know.
Yeah, I guess so. All right. Where are we? Are we going on a?
Why don't we go to a break? We're going on that break. We're going to go on that break. Come back with some media stables.
Hey, SpongeBob,
check out my new shirt.
Patrick, is that a heavy metal unicorn?
Uh-huh.
I want one.
Well then, click the link in the episode description to go to the Quit Chasing merchandise store and get one.
Absolutely. Wait, what's a Quit Chasing?
Huh, even I know what Quit Chasing is.
Well, what is it, Squidward?
Just look up Quit Chasing Podcast on social media. I've got customers lining up.
Did somebody say quit chasing?
Wow, Mr. Krabs, you have a Quit Chasing coffee mug, hoodie, t-shirt, and is that a shirt for Gary? Meow.
It sure is. The prices are so low, I feel like I'm getting it for free. And you know how I love to keep on to me monies.
Come on, Patrick, let's visit the Quit Chasing store. Well, hey there, Chase Nation. Alex Kruger here. As our friends from Bikini Bottom go shopping, don't forget to email us at quitchasingpodcast@gmail.com if you want to share feedback, or maybe even if you have an idea for an episode of Quit Chasing After Dark. Send it on over. And now, back to the show.
I heard you've been looking for me, Governor. Well, I'm right here. I remember before you took office when you were just the kingpin of pork. Now you've ridden your corruption to the top, like seemingly every other politician. But you've miscalculated one thing, and that is the people. The people, the ones I'm here to protect, won't stand for your hot dog desecrations. I accept your challenge. Name the time. Name the place. You have bigger problems on your hands than acid reflux this time.
What was that? What was that? What's the challenge just answered? What was that?
That's a broken headphone. And I do believe, sir, that the challenge has just been answered. The guttural governor has found the worthy opponent at last.
You heard it here first, people, on Quit Chasing, on the pod, on YouTube, for all the dozens and the dozens of Quit Chasing fans. This summer, we're bringing you another 999.
Yes, we are. We do not know when. We do know where. It's going to be in Philly. It's going to be at Danny's house this time. He gets home field advantage. But very excited to do it again. And I'm bringing Mick Ultra this time because I prefer it over Miller Lite. And the dogs, man, we're going to have that shit ready early, so that, you know, we're not heading into the third inning, finally scarfing them down. So we're going to learn and we're going to see what happens. But we are back from break. We can only mean one thing, Daniel. Do you know what that is?
It's game time.
Nope, we already did game time. It is time for Media Stables.
Yeah,
all right, so on the agenda, I had me first, but why don't you go first, actually?
Media Stables. Oh, sure. So this week, my Media Stables is the Quit Chasing podcast. Last week, I was away, and you did a heck of a job. There were 8 guests, so I just want to say it takes 8 people to do half the job that I do on my own. And, like, come on, guys. You all need to step up your game. No, I'm joking. I want to thank everyone who came on. You all did great. It was a fun listen. It was definitely a different show. But that's good. You need things like that. And, you know, there's one thing. I'm not horribly optimistic all the time. And I was being a little boastful, but it was tongue-in-cheek. And I do think, when you think of the Dos Equis, the most interesting man in the world, a lot of people don't realize that the guy portraying the actor and the voiceover are 2 different people. So it does take 2 different people to be the most interesting man in the world. So if you're ever feeling less than, try to remember that. So great job, everyone. You know, couldn't do it without you, and that's why you're all part of Chase Nation, and you did a wonderful job. So thank you, Alex. Great job.
Oh, thanks, Danny. We had fun. Like I said, I wanted to put on a show that you would enjoy listening to, and I think I accomplished that. The Jack Fritz was such a great little surprise. I am so doggone proud of myself that I did not let that even remotely slip to you, because I am the worst with patience when it comes to secrets, gift giving, all of that crap. And I did not. Did you have any inkling at all that Jack was going to be on?
I did not. So the one thing that I was actually really confused about was you sent me the text that said you're getting help from our 1A fan. And I did not know who 1A fan
Yeah, my mom.
was. Oh, okay.
So
okay.
1A. One is Chris, and then 1A is my mom.
Well, Chris has been elevated.
Chris is a member of the show now. That's true.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So then I guess my mom would be one.
He got
Matt would
promoted
be-
this year.
You know what? Actually, Matt would be one because it's Matt. He always is.
Sure.
But he's also bought merch. So my mom hasn't done that yet. Mom, you just got called out. I love you.
Yeah.
All right. So my media stables, which I actually talked to my mom about tonight. Have you heard anything about SNL's skit last week, The White POTUS?
Only from you. I wanted to check it so I could speak on it.
Okay.
And then I got busy.
So I think you should check it out. The question I need answered is, if you don't know anything about The White Lotus, does any of that skit work? Because I watched every episode of The White Lotus. I loved it. There were so many phenomenal asides, Easter eggs, and whatnots, but I feel like they were so White Lotus specific that without that frame of reference, it doesn't quite land. And I'm starting to wonder, like, is that what has become the SNL problem? They sometimes get too specific, and you need too many reference points to get it. I don't know. Ironically, I don't watch SNL anymore, but like, what do you know about SNL and where it stands in the lexicon these days? Is it still a powerhouse? Is it a star maker? What is it now?
No, I don't know. I know it does still have its cult following. I know my buddy Dave, he watches it religiously.
Dave, who's the next star? Like, who's the next movie star at SNL? Like, if you can help us, I would love to know who I should be looking out for.
I am going to Friday's game, tomorrow's game, today's game, yesterday's game. Whenever you listen to this pod, the Marlins game on Friday, April 19th with him, I'll see if I can squeeze an answer out of him there.
April 18th.
But
April 18th.
whatever.
I'm just making sure you're going to the right game.
Yes, Friday.
Okay, all right.
It's gonna be a good Friday.
It's gonna be cold as hell.
Oh, I know it's unbelievably. If you listen to anyone on the internet, there's people that still love it, and there's other people that it has been highly politicized. And I don't watch that woke shit. So I don't know.
I guess, and like, to me, it's just I've got better things to do with my time than watch sketch comedy, and I do think that the quality isn't the same as the golden era, or I'm just not as dialed into pop culture to get it anyways. So I don't know. But yeah, that was my media stable. It's I need to find out. So I'd love for you to watch the White POTUS skit and tell me how well it resonates with you, because I feel like it's not going to land. I don't know.
So you're assuming that I did not watch White Lotus?
Yes.
You're correct.
I know. It's a cultural juggernaut and a phenomenon this year. There was no way you were tapping into that one. No way. So yeah, no, we're good. We're good. I felt very, very comfortable that you would be the perfect new guinea pig.
Okay. Well, then I'm sorry I let you down. I meant to on the way home. I did not get to because I was too busy driving.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Well, Danny, tell me what's got you amped up?
Yeah, capitalism, right?
Oh man, it's the worst. I hate it.
Yeah, right. So I've mentioned this before. We went on a rant on this capitalism.
We've had a few rants on capitalism, I imagine.
Yeah, I'm sure we have. But this in particular, the ticket thing, like not having paper tickets bothers me. So I wanted one for the Coliseum. That's definitely. Yeah. I knew they weren't going to sell out, so I just got one at the window the day of the game. Like walked up to it, knew I'd be able to get a ticket and get it in the stadium that day. And I did
in Oakland.
Right. So I was on this trip. I went to the Marlins game on Friday. And I did the same thing. Knew that I'd be able to walk into a Marlins game.
For sure.
That an April Marlins game wasn't selling out, and it did not. So I go to the window. I get 2 tickets. I give him the money, and the guy goes, "Do you have a phone number I can text you?" And I said, "What? Like, nah, you just give them to me." And he was like, "No, do you have a phone number I can text them to?" And I was like, "There's no way to get paper tickets." And then he just went like, so you don't have a phone. And I was like, there's no way to get paper tickets. And he kind of like did it slower. So you don't have a phone. And I was like, I do not have a phone. And then he like reached down and gave me the paper tickets. And I was
You
like,
had to say the password.
yeah, exactly. And I was just like, cool, thanks. And then I kind of looked at him and was like, yo, man, like, you're not going to get in like trouble for this, are you? He was like, no. And I was like, all right. And I walked away and I looked at Kim. I was like, it's a fight at the window now to get paper tickets.
So that's where capitalism has gone too far with the, go ahead.
We're not done.
Oh,
we're not done.
Oh, fudge nuts. Okay. All right, buddy.
So it's a Lent Friday. I talked about this last week's Amped Up. Yep. So I am now on the Ballpark app. At Lone Depot Park in Miami, looking for meatless or vegan options. Let me tell you what they are. I couldn't find any. I went to guest services and asked the real nice lady, excuse me, where are your meatless options in this park? Your meatless concessions. And she informed me that there was a kosher dog at like 126. And I said, cool, thanks. I did find a pizza place. I ended up having pizza. It was fine. But while scrolling through the Ballpark app, I clicked back onto the Phillies just because, like I felt a little weird being on the Marlins site. So I just needed to level check. And I found underneath, like somewhere on the Ballpark app, I've never seen this before, so I don't know how old it is. It's been here for years. Somebody please let me know. But they have souvenir tickets that go back 3 seasons. So I can get a World Series ticket. I can get an NCLS ticket. You type in, you go to the season, you say what game you're at, you put in your seat, your row, all that jazz. Here's the thing. They're $25
per
25 ticket? Per ticket. $25 per souvenir ticket for the last 3 seasons.
So if I wanted to get a ticket of Quit Chasing at the Ballpark when we went last year and like put it in a frame with that picture, it would cost me like an extra $125.
If you wanted a ticket for everyone that went, yes. If you want one for you, it's $25 plus the frame.
Wow.
And I'm sure shipping and handling, they're going to tack on another $5.75 or something there.
For sure. When it's going to take a forever stamp. But yes. That's wild to me. My God. Yeah. I hate that. I hate that so much. Man, that's tough. So, but I appreciate that you go up to the window because every year for the girls is dance recitals, you have the option to buy it online early. They never sell out. I always go to the box office so that I can have the physical ticket for the scrapbook. Like, why do we have to do away with that? Why do we have to get rid of that? Like, can't that be one of those things that we waste trees and paper on so much worse than that? Each CVS receipt kills a redwood. Okay, why can't we just keep the tickets? I don't know. Yeah, that's a great thing to be amped up about. I'll give you that.
Cool.
All right, so what's got me amped up? Thanks for the lead-in, Danelle. So circling back to the White Lotus,
that's right.
I was listening to one of the podcasts that I fell behind on, honestly, and Patrick Schwarzenegger was the guest. And Nepo baby culture is such a conversation topic, but I don't understand why it's such a big deal. When you think about Patrick Schwarzenegger and his bona fides as both a hunky leading man and a solid, legitimate actor, his father is Arnold Schwarzenegger and his mother was a Kennedy. Or is a Kennedy? I don't think she's that. Sorry, she is a Kennedy. So, like, the pedigree is there. And when it comes to athletics, it makes perfect sense that Mike Yastrzemski, the grandson of Carl Yastrzemski, is going to be a Major League Baseball player. So it's okay for athletics, but when it comes to things like artistry, whether it be acting or music or even writing, it seems like the children are often not appreciated for the fact that they came from a world that was uniquely designed to stoke that particular talent. So that I understand unearned Nepo babies, but that happens in corporate America all the freaking time. It happens in baseball teams, for God's sakes, owners that pass the team down to their incompetent children all of the time. So if we're fine with it in corporate America, nobody bats an eye whatsoever, why do we have to make it a thing in the entertainment culture,
Billy Haywood did get the team passed down to him when his grandfather died, but
you did.
he also taught that team how to have fun. He got a lot out of that team. That Minnesota Twins team wasn't getting as far as they were if Billy Haywood did not take the helm. I'm just saying.
So can I be perfectly honest with you?
Yeah.
I still haven't seen it.
It's okay.
I mean, no, you and Pupo have both told me that it is a quintessential children's baseball movie, and it's one of the really, really better ones for accuracy as well as enjoying the game of baseball the way we do.
Right. It's the best baseball in a baseball movie. That's for sure. Yeah, that is absolutely for sure.
All right, Danny, we are at the last segment, and I'm super duper happy that it is the one that you pick. So would you like to lead up and open up our Love It or Hate It segment?
Yeah, sure. Alex, love it or hate it. Griff McGarry hit a no-hitter. Let me set you up.
Please do.
Gryffindor McGruber retired 27 hitters in Reading as a starter over his first 2 starts in Double-A. He's back down in Reading this season after finishing last season up in Lehigh as a reliever, but he's starting now. He's back in the starting pitching role in Double-A. As of now, he's rocking a 0.0 ERA with 13 strikeouts and 3 walks. He also has a hidden no-hitter, and the internet has referred to it as a hidden no-hitter. Love it or hate it, Griff McGarry's hidden no-hitter.
So it's not a no-hitter. We're not. I'm so. Oh my God! There are so many different kinds of excuses that we make for things like okay, so Rory McIlroy just accomplished the career grand slam. Matt and I talked about it on last week's show in the Love It or Hate It segment.
Yes,
ironically, and I asked Matt, like, how big of a deal? What? I didn't think it was that big of a deal. I didn't realize only 6 other guys had done it before in the history of golf, which goes back to, the Braveheart days. So I was very impressed to learn that. And I don't like watered down accomplishment. Like a combined no-hitter is not a no-hitter. So you can't, the thing that makes a no-hitter impressive is dominance for the entirety of a game. Therefore, if you do not play the entirety of that game, you can't lay claim to it. Like, you can't just go 9 scoreless innings and call it a no-hitter. That can't be a thing, can it? Where do you stand on that?
You know where I stand on it. I absolutely hate it. I hate that combined no-hitter game for the World Series. That is a bunch of BS. That's how I feel about it. The combined no-hitter, I will give you if you're going that
is batter futility more than that is pitcher ability, I would have to imagine.
Perhaps, I'll give you the combined no-hitter if you're going 8 and you bring in your closer. You want to give them, that's fine. Like, I will say, all right. I still don't think it's a no-hitter. I still think we need another name for it. I've pitched contactless shutout before.
Too many syllables.
I hear you, but it takes away the prestige of no-hitter that a starter going 9 should get. That game 4 no-hitter, where again, I hate that thing, man. That picture of 6 guys huddled around a baseball, like, BS. That is the least no-hittiest no-hitter I've ever hit it.
When I think about batter futility during a combined no-hitter, that is also the game that I absolutely think of. I mean, the Phils, that was the classic. They did not take it off the plane with them, and they lost the juice, and from there, that series was done. Good times. No, so let me ask you a question.
Yeah, sure.
Griffin not just such an, like, how many Griffins have you met in your lifetime?
Counting him? Sure. None.
Okay. I've met 2. I'll be honest. Griffins, usually pretty cool dudes. So, all right. Love it or hate it. We hate the hidden no-hitter because it's not really a thing. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. It's good to see one of our boys doing well, though.
I mean, I'm here for it. And I hope I hope somewhere down the line he can add to our bullpen because someone needs to. Danny,
Yeah.
we did it.
We did it. Absolutely not a thing. Alex, that was fun.
It's nice to have you back. It is.
It's nice. It's nice to be back. Hey, everyone, thanks for listening. We'll do better next week, I promise. Everyone knows an ant can't move a rubber tree plant. That's how you do it, Matty P.